What's going on, Inklings? Squiddy here, and welcome back to another Minecraft mod showcase, where today I found a very interesting mod that I think you guys are going to love called the Artifacts mod. So everything in this mod is actually uncraftable, and that's because it's an artifact. So artifacts can be found in these weird little structures that you'll find underground with a bed, a furnace, a little crafting table, and they also have a mimic. Now, I don't have these spawning in this world because this is a city world, so obviously they're not going to spawn here, but I do have a mimic spawning to show you what it looks like. So this is a mimic. It's called a mimic because it mimics a chest, and whenever you hit it, you can see it has teeth. So if I go over here and I grab me some stuff in case I start taking damage against this guy, let's go into survival mode, put all this stuff on. Yep, you can see the mimic's a little bit angry at me. Whoa, mimic, you have to calm down there. Yeah, they don't do too much damage as long as you have full armor. So let's kill this mimic. Get out of here, buddy. Bye-bye. Yeah, so that mimic's dead. But they usually drop an artifact if they spawn naturally. So let's put this stuff back in here. I'll probably keep the sword, though, just in case. So the different artifacts that are in the game are all in this chest. There's a lot, and they look unorganized, but they are organized. On the top, we have the different head slots, necklaces, belts, hands, feet, and anything that's not to a specific category. So whenever you kill something, you can find a artifact as long as you killed a mimic. And there's also rare chances that you can also find these artifacts within structures like desert temples or igloos. So in here, you can see we have all the head ones. So let's get started and go through all of them. So the plastic and the novelty drinking hat, they're basically the same thing. And what they do is it makes it a lot faster to eat and drink stuff. So if I grab the plastic drinking one and I open my inventory and I put into the head slot right there, and I want to eat something, let's say a god apple, and I try to eat it, normally, if I don't have the hat on, it'll take this long. So that's normal. But if I do have the hat on, it's a lot faster. So you can start eating things very fast in battle, and you won't have to try to run away to get time to eat. You can just pop whatever you want really fast. And again, the novelty drinking hat is basically the same exact thing. So let's take this off and put it back into the chest. Next up, we have the snorkel. And what this does is it lets you breathe underwater just for a little bit, not infinite, but it will let you breathe underwater for some time. So if I put the snorkel on right there and then I go into the water, you can see it gives me water breathing for 30 seconds. So it's not the most useful thing. I don't think it is, at least. I mean, it is still really good to have the extra 30 seconds, but if you have a helmet with, say, respiration on it, especially respiration 3, I don't really think there's going to be any need for the snorkel, but it's still always good to have it on hand. So that's the snorkel. And next we have the night vision goggles, and basically they do exactly what you think they're going to do. I mean, they're night vision. What else are they going to do? So if I make it nighttime, so time set night, this is what it looks like at complete nighttime, and this is what it looks like without it. So it's basically the same thing. So let's set it to midnight. Let's go time set midnight, and this is complete darkness. And if I put these on, it's almost negligible. So they're okay. Like if you want to go cave diving and look through a bunch of different terrain underground, sure, they're all right. But I don't see a difference. See, this is without, and if I right click, it'll put them on. Barely any difference, not much. So I wouldn't say the night vision goggles are worth it. They're still okay, but not the best. Next, we have the villager hat. And what this does is it gives you cheaper trades with villagers, which is why I have this little villager right here. So if I put this on, I got a little hat on. You can't really, you know what? Let me take off the helmet. Yeah, you can see it's like the little farmer hat. But let's put this helmet back on. And we go up to this villager. I have some emeralds in this chest. Normally without the hat, you see he wants 9 emeralds for a bookshelf. But if I put the hat on, he wants 6. So I actually think this one's really good, because imagine you have a trade with a villager for like maybe 30 or 31 emeralds for a mending book. You could get like 6 emeralds off. So that's actually pretty good. I think the villager hat is definitely worth finding. And next up, we have the superstitious hat. And what this does is it gives you extra looting. But yeah, the superstitious hat just isn't that good because it's just one extra level of looting. I think you're a lot better off getting looting 3 on the sword, because it's not even that hard to get that enchantment. Next up is the cowboy hat, and what this does is it increases the speed of anything you ride, like pigs or horses or anything. So I have the skeleton horse to show. I forgot. You can't ride skeleton horses! Okay, we'll just summon a pig. Hello, little pig. What if I gave you a saddle? Let's grab ourselves a saddle. We'll put it on. No, get back here. Stop running away. Let's give ourselves a carrot on a stick. All right, we got a carrot on a stick. Come here, buddy. Okay, so this is without. This is how fast we move without the hat, which it's pretty bad. But if we put on the hat, we go a little bit faster. I would say it's like maybe a 70 to 80% speed increase. Is it worth it? Not really. I think you're a lot better off looking for a horse. And even if you do find a horse, I don't really see many people even using one in the game. So not worth it in my opinion. And next up is the angler's hat. And what this does is it gives you basically a lot better stats while fishing. So if you have a lore 3 luck of the sea 3 fishing rod and you use this, you see it says it applies an extra luck of the sea when fishing and an extra level of lore. So you're going to get luck of the sea and lore 4, which is, it's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's all right. But it's not one of the most broken things in this mod. Next up, we have the Scarf of Invisibility, and this is where things start to pick up the pace. So it does exactly what you think it'll do. If I take all my armor off and I put on the scarf, I'm just completely invisible. I mean, except for the scarf, of course. I'm just a floating scarf. But you can turn off the visibility if you click this little square. So now I'm just completely invisible, and no one have any idea that I'm creeping up on them. Simply because this doesn't even give you potion effect particles, which makes this very, very broken if you want to sneak into someone's house. So we'll put that back into the chest. That is the wrong chest. And next up is the lucky scarf. So what this does is it gives you extra fortune. So if you have a fortune 3 pickaxe and you're mining something, it's going to make it go to fortune 4, which is really good if you want to get a lot extra diamonds, iron, coal. So that's good. But we get to the really cool pendants over here in the necklace section. So this one is the flame pendant. And this is where things start to pick up the pace. This one gives you fire deflection, which basically means if something attacks you, then they have a 40% chance to just light on fire instantly. Perfect example is if I put this on right now and I go to the free zombies button. Come on, light on fire, light on fire. There we go. See, it hit me and now it's lit on fire. So it's pretty good. And also, whenever it lights something on fire, it'll give you fire resistance. So I think it's one of the greatest things in the mod. Personally, I think it's one of the best things in the mod. Next up is the cross necklace. And what this does is it makes it to where you're more invincible after every hit. So as you guys know, whenever you get damage taken by something like a zombie, you take damage, damage, damage at that speed. Well, this makes it to where I'm pretty sure it's 2 seconds instead of just 1. So if I spawn this zombie, it starts going after me. See, I can only take damage every 2 seconds. There you go. Damage, damage, damage. Yep. So this necklace is very good. I think that's one of the best things in the game, especially if you're on like a swarm of monsters. It's definitely probably the best item in this whole entire mod. Next up is the panic necklace. So I wouldn't say this is as good as anything else like the other necklaces we just tested, but what this does is it makes you move faster whenever you take damage. Only for 8 seconds, so not a very long time, but it's still a substantial amount of time. So let's eat some steak. I gotta regen some of this health back. And basically, if I spawn another zombie and I'm trying to move around, whenever I take damage, see, I'm able to move a lot faster and I have speed for 5 more seconds. So I think it's all right, especially if you're doing something like PvP. Like, imagine a scenario where you're fighting somebody and you have this on and they try to, let's say you're like 3 shots away from being dead and they hit you. Well, now you can just run away all you want. Anyways, next up is the shock pendant. So this is a really cool one. I really like this one. You have a 25% chance to strike lightning on anyone that hits you. And it also gives you invincibility against lightning strikes. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how it looks like in action right here. Let's put this on. And you can also see it right under my neck right there. All right, let's spawn in a zombie. Oh, not a baby zombie. The dreaded baby zombie. Come on, get struck by lightning. Yeah, see, get struck by lightning. No. Okay. I thought the baby zombie was going to kill me for a second. All right. Anyways, let's eat a god apple. I'm gonna need this HP back fast. All right, next up is the thorn pendant. And what this does is it has a 50% chance to damage anything that hurts you. So it's basically the thorns enchantment, but infinite. And also, if you guys don't know, the thorns enchantment takes away extra durability from your armor whenever somebody tries to damage you. So the Thorns enchantment is all right, except it wears down your armor. So I think the Thorn pendant is perfect as a replacement. So we'll put it on and we'll summon another free zombie. Hello, Mr. Zombie. Come on, move over here in the shade so you can stop burning. Come on. Zombie, I think you're standing in the open. Zombie! Zombie! Anyways, dudes, I don't think the zombie wants to test out the Thorn pendant, but that's okay because next we have the Charm of Sinking. I think this is really cool. So what the Charm of Sinking does is it makes water just not exist. And I know that sounds really weird. I'll show you. So normally whenever you go in water, you know, you're swimming. You can go up, down, whatever you want. But the Charm of Sinking does this. Like I can just move around here normally. I can't swim at all. Like I cannot swim. So now I'm basically stuck down here unless I was able to build some stairs. So the Charm of Sinking is very, very cool. I think it's very niche with when it's good or not, because if you get stuck in a pool like this, you have to actually take it off to be able to get out. But nevertheless, I still think it's a really cool item to have in your arsenal. I really feel like there's a lot of hidden good plays you can do with it. Next is the Charm of Shrinking, not sinking, but shrinking. And what this does is it's in the name. It makes you shrink. So I'll become half the size with this. Yeah, now I'm a baby squiddy. I'm really tiny. So yeah, you're basically extremely tiny, and I can fit in these little 1-block gaps. I can go say hi to the villager. What's up, buddy? And no one can do anything about it. So someone could have a little 1-block gap, and they think you can't get in. And then you just put on the Charm of Shrinking, and then you get into their base, you just start hitting them a bunch. Next up is the Crystal Heart. And basically all this does is it just gives you extra HP. There's nothing more to it. I mean, HP's good. But yeah, it's a pretty simple one. I wouldn't say there's anything that special about it. Anyways, dudes, next up is the Antidote Vessel. And basically what this does is it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't really think there's much testing needed because it's very obvious what it does. But it makes the duration of negative effects given to you, like poison from cave spiders or wither from wither skeletons, it makes it a lot less like big in length. So basically whenever you get hit by something and it usually gives you wither for like, you know, 10 or 20 seconds, this will half that to only like 5 to 10 seconds. It's very useful, but it's not the craziest thing, I'd say. And next is the Obsidian Skull. And what this does is it gives you fire resistance after you take fire damage, but there is a cooldown to it. You can't use it instantly. So if I put this on and I go over to this, I forgot I had fire resistance. Let me just clear my effects. There we go. Now if I take fire damage, now you can see I got fire resistance for 30 seconds. But this will be on cooldown for a minute. So there is some balancing to this. So I think that's really cool how there's actually balancing. It doesn't make it completely broken. Next up, guys, is the Cloud in a Bottle. And what this does is it lets you double jump. But not only that, but it also lets you fall a lot longer in the air before you take fall damage. So if we put this on, see, I can double jump with a little cool cloud particle effect. And also because of that, now I can fall a lot longer distance and not even take any fall damage. Let's go up here and let's double jump. And you can see I took no fall damage from that because I can fall an extra 3 blocks before taking damage. Anyways, guys, next up is my favorite item in this whole entire mod. I think this is where the mod peaks. But what it's called is the Warp Drive. And what the Warp Drive does is it makes ender pearls not consumed. But on top of that, they don't do any damage. And they just use your hunger. So now you can spam ender pearls to your heart's content. Let's put this Cloud in a Bottle back. So I have some ender... Whoops, I did not mean to spin that sword. If I go in here and grab this ender pearl, now if I throw, see, it only uses 1 hunger meat pop. I can spam this as much as I want, and I don't get damaged at all. Like, at all. I mean, remember though, as long as you do have like no hunger in your hunger bar at all, it will use up the ender pearl. But as long as you have hunger, it'll use up the hunger instead. So you can spam that all you want. It's one of the most broken things. And also, ender pearls no longer have a cooldown at all either. See, I can throw this as much as I want without any type of cooldown. So it's probably one of the most broken items in this whole entire mod. Anyways, guys, next up is the Chorus Totem. And what this does is it makes it to where whenever you get hit and you're about to die, instead of dying, you actually don't die, but it's not just like a totem of undying. Whenever you die, it'll use up the totem to heal you, but it'll teleport you randomly, like a chorus fruit. It will just teleport you to somewhere completely random. So it's good because it prevents you from dying, but it's not really good. So I think it belongs in there. Oh, okay. I guess it doesn't burn in lava. I actually had no idea it didn't burn in lava. The more you know. Anyways, next up is the Helium Flamingo. So basically what this does is it lets you swim, but in the air. Like, You can actually swim in the air. Here, I'll put it on and show you. And if I go in F5 mode, it looks normal, right? But if I try to hit left control in the air, this happens. And you can see a new little bar pop up above my hunger bar. And you can literally just swim in the air as much as you want. And when it runs out, boom, it just regenerates. And you can use this as much as you want. And there's zero durability. You can use this 24/7 if you really want to. I think it's really cool. I think it's one of the best things this mod. It's on par with the warp drive for the ender pearls. But yeah, you can just swim and you take no fall damage. It's crazy. I just don't even know what to say. It's one of the best things ever. Anyways, guys, now we're getting on to the hand items. And the first thing we have is the pocket piston. This increases knockback. Very simple, nothing crazy. Next is the onion ring though. And this gives you a boost of mining speed after you eat. So it's not bad. It's not really good. But every single time you do eat food, it will give you haste for 6 seconds. But that's for every food point. So if you eat steak, for example, 8 food points, that'll give you 48 seconds of haste too. And next is the withered bracelet. And this lets you inflict wither onto anything you hit, as long as you actually get the chance. There's a 30% chance to do it, but it's for 8 seconds. And wither 2 deals damage every half a second. So whenever you give something wither, it's gonna do like 8 hearts of damage in only 8 seconds. It's really good. It is one of the best things ever. And remember, unlike poison, wither can actually kill whatever's poisoned by it. Anyways, next is the golden hook. And what this does is it makes everything drop a lot more experience. A lot, 50% extra. So if you're like level 20 and you didn't have the hook, had you have had the hook when you got all that experience, you would be at like level 24 or level 25. And next is the vampiric glove, and this is lifesteal. I actually really like lifesteal. So if we spawn a zombie, right, and you can also see the glove on my hand. Whenever I spawn this, and I take damage, but if I spam, yeah, you can see the more I hit the zombie, the more HP I gain back. Let's try that one more time. Yeah, see, a critical hit does a whole entire heart of regen. So it's all right. I feel like it's kind of unreliable though, because sometimes whenever you deal damage, it doesn't really feel like you get that much HP, but it's still HP regen. Next up is the pickaxe heater, and this basically smelts mined ores. So if I mine gold or iron, instead of dropping raw gold or raw iron, it'll drop me an ingot. And then we have the fire gauntlet. The fire gauntlet makes attacks deal fire damage, like guaranteed. So whenever you hit something, it'll burn them for 8 seconds. And that's actually pretty good. We're gonna test it out on the innocent villager. See, I punch him one time and now he's just on fire a bunch. And I also think it looks really cool in my hand. You can see I have like magma all over my hand. Next up, we have the power glove, and this adds 4 attack damage. So I could probably 2-shot this villager. I don't want to kill the villager because he's already suffered enough from that fire punch, but it basically just makes you a lot stronger. And next we have the digging claws. And what this does is it makes your hand, like your physical hand, able to mine what a stone pickaxe would be able to mine. So you can mine iron with your hand, based on like just your hand. I'll show you. So if I put it on my hand and then I start mining, you can see I'm actually able to dig up the ground. Now it won't actually give me the block. It just completely destroys it, but you're still able to destroy a lot of stuff. So if someone's trying to block you out of their base, they take everything you have, you can just pull out these digging claws and you'll be free to go. Anyways, next up is the feral claws, and this gives you a lot better attack speed by 30%. So normally if we don't have these hands on, let's get the feral claws off. Normally, I'm able to swing, 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 swing. So it's not that fast. But if we have these claws on, I'm able to swing, 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 swing. So it's a lot faster. I think it's very, very overpowered because whenever you're in a group of like 10 monsters, you'll be able to spam your sword on all of them. Anyways, dudes, next up is the aqua dashers, and this lets you walk on fluids. Any type of fluids, by the way. So I can just run on water and I can run on lava. But lava will burn you, by the way. I forgot to say that. Lava will burn you. Lava is still dangerous. And then we have the bunny hoppers, and this gives you better jump height and it gives you better fall distance. So if I equip these, better jump height. Nothing crazy, but it's still pretty good to have. And then we have the kitty slippers, and these make creepers run away from you. So if I take these on and I summon a creeper, there we go. See, now the creeper doesn't like me and it's running away from me. Hey, buddy. Will you explode? Yeah, no, the creeper won't even explode. This is actually really nice to have. Holy. Okay, sorry, creeper, but you gotta go. Goodbye, creeper. And next we have the running shoes. This gives you better movement speed only while sprinting, and it gives you better step height. And then we have the steadfast spikes, which give you no knockback. So this makes diamond armor and netherite armor the same tier, because there's no point in getting the knockback resistance from netherite armor if you just have steadfast spikes on. And this also makes ice a lot less slippery to walk on. So I'll show you the slip resistance. Let's put these on. And let's grab some ice that I have in this chest. Let's put some ice in here. And you can see without them, it's pretty slippery. You know, I'm going to stop moving right now. See, I continue to slip. But if I have these on, it basically makes it to where it's like completely normal to walk on ice. I don't slip at all. Anyways, guys, next up is the Strider shoes. So basically, this is kind of like the liquid shoes, but you can actually walk on lava without taking damage. So let me put these on. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. As long as I'm shifting, I won't take any damage from the lava and I'm able to just walk on the lava all I want. If I unshift, though, I will die. Oh, no! Well, that's an outtake. I don't know what I was thinking right there. Anyways, next up is the rooted boots. And what this does is it gives you more hunger while walking on grass. And also, whenever you eat on grass, you'll cause plants to grow like bone meal. Not the greatest thing. Unless you live in a plains biome, then it's really useful. But if you live in a city like this, I don't think you're going to really be using these a lot. And then we have the flippers. These are really good. If I put these flippers on, and then I start moving around in water, you can see I move a lot faster. I move very fast. So they're really good, especially if you live in an ocean biome, which, to be honest, I don't really think many people are going to live in an ocean. I mean, unless you want to live in an ocean, that's completely up to you. Next up, we have the snowshoes, and these make you walk a lot faster on snow, and you can also walk on powder snow, so you no longer need the leather boots to do that without sinking in, obviously. And that's it for all of the clothes. And now we only have 4 more items, but these are all miscellaneous items. They have their own little gimmicks. So we have the eternal steak and the everlasting beef. These are the same thing, except one's cooked. Now, what they do is they never, ever, ever run out. You can eat these as much as you want, and they will never disappear. So if I take a bunch of damage and wait for this hunger to go away. Yeah, there we go. You can see that now I'm hungry. And if I eat this, it does have a cooldown. Now it works like a normal piece of steak has been eaten, except it just has a little cooldown. So instead of being able to spam eat it, you won't be able to do that, except you'll have infinite steak though. So it's a good trade-off. Also, if you do have the everlasting beef and you want to get everlasting steak, you actually can get everlasting steak. All you have to do is just cook the everlasting beef, and for some reason it didn't drop wood. Anyways, dudes, the last 2 items are the umbrella and the whoopee cushion. So basically what the umbrella does is it lets you fall a lot slower than usual. So if I teleport myself, yeah, see, I'm able to fall very calmly now. And it also gets rid of fall damage. So I think it's pretty good, but it's still not that good. Oh, I forgot to mention, you also can use it as a shield. If you hold right click with it, you will not take damage. So that's kind of cool to see. And then last, but definitely not least, is the whoopee cushion. Okay, yeah, it makes you fart. If you crouch, you have a chance to fart. That's the whole entire gimmick of it. Yeah, I don't know what the mod developers were thinking when they added that. Anyways, dudes, that's gonna be it for today's mod review. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe button down below for daily Minecraft videos. And if you guys have any cool ideas or any series you want me to make, leave a comment down below. I read all of them and I like seeing all the ideas come in. That's it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!